when the beat drops out.
What's up, guys? Big Buddy here. Today we're back with some more Everlasting Summer. I've been on a bit of a hiatus. Kinda had some things come up. Trying to get into college still. Working on personal things, so didn't have time to record. You know, gotta get my priorities in check. But got time for the game. Let's hop into it. Seems we did save, and it seems a bit of lag. So we saved from here, which is good. I guess I saved it there. Alright, good. Alright. A frosty evening, bus stop waiting. I'm just gonna hop straight into it. I never liked winter. Nah, winter's not that bad. Though hot summers is not my season either. Yeah, summer makes you all sticky and humid and moist. Just triggered a lot of people with that word. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside. You stay at home 24/7. Preach. The bus stop today was right. I was looking at a bus stop and thought bus stop. I'm sorry. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all. Fuck. I'm bad at reading. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. The ending of that made no sense to me. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn into an idea, and put into a practice. Maybe I could start my own business. Hey, I'm thinking of that. But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office. No way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have, and who would want me after all? Man, you can't think like that. I suddenly remember my childhood. Or rather, my teen years. The time when I was 15 to 17 years old. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then, everything was much more simple. Yeah, it was. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for things. I liked computer, football, and going out with friends. And then, at the beginning of next week, I take up my studies again. Back then, there were no such worries, questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. A simple lifestyle so casual for any normal person and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Aww. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line of a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Oh, my heart feels. Today I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation. What on earth to discuss and how to attract her? Is this person me? This person is me. Hold up. My neck has a cramp. Bad neck. Don't cramp. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time. But where could I meet one anyway? I know how you feel, man. Single life is hard. The sound of an engine brought me back to reality. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, I thought. Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this route. Ooh, they look kind of cool. Cutscenes. The bus is on fire. Streetlights pass me by. It's as if their cold light sparks inside of me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. Or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they had been living in me for a long time. Slumbering and waking up again. The driver's radio was playing some very familiar tune. But I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars passing by through the fogged up window. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. What would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have such much easier lives. Hold up, I'm gonna check the recording. If my mouse was to stop freaking breaking. It's not fair, mouse. Don't do that. Yeah. On there. What did I do? I hit a button. Wait, 4 doesn't do anything. Good. You can't know for sure since all people are different. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted. But if you try to look inside his soul, you will only see impenetrable darkness. The bus was approaching downtown, and my thoughts were interrupted by bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched the light show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. Night-night. My eyes closed just for a moment, and then... You're somewhere different. Huh? Oh no, we're going to introduce a new character. Whoa! So pretty! There's camera angles and stuff. Interesting. Is this the intro? This looks really good. Whoever animated this was really good. This is really good. The bus is empty. It's great. Hello. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Cute. Ooh, blue head. Yeah, I forgot to mention this game might be slightly pervy. I said slightly. Ooh, red eyes. Is that Miku? That's Miku. Mookie, that's definitely a character. That's definitely based off Miku. I swear. I can date Miku. I don't think it's a dating sim. There's definitely something about this. I'm only 8 minutes in. That was an interesting intro. I can't read that word for you to save my life. Day 1. This has just turned into Five Nights at Freddy's. Hold on to your ass. You're gonna get jump scared. Jump scare. Nah, I'm not gonna do it to you. Bright daylight struck my eyes. At first, I didn't pay attention as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Damn, looks like... Oh, my name's Samian? Samian? Maybe Simeon. It's like a Russian name, I guess. Damn, looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and realized that it wasn't a good old worn out Lias. Instead of the bus was an Icarus model. A new one. I froze in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. Ow! I patted myself down, virtually slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead on the back of the bus. It's crazy. It's clear. Either I'm still alive or you can still feel pain when you're dead. I hope not. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up in a bus depot. And then what? They put me into another bus? I rushed out and looked and took a look around. Greenery went wherever I looked. Tall grass on the roadsides, there trees, flowers. Summer? But how? It was winter just a moment ago. My head was aching unbearably. Yeah, because you bashed it against the friggin' seat. As if it was going to explode. Slowly I began to remember. Time machine bus. It's like the TARDIS, but in bus form. Oh. Like, the cars are very inviting. A long road running off into the distance, forests, plains, fields, lakes, and forests again. I think I was sleeping, but then how can I remember all of it? And then, excuse me, I burped. And then, a gap. Some girl leaning over me. She saw me whisper something into my ear. Then a gap again. Interesting. And then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? I didn't see a girl. Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. I bet you did. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left and then the right, and then stopped, hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran it in the direction of which the bus had probably came. Ooh, that's the intro page. Physical exercise does not refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer. Oh, well, I say does not. There's no not in there. Damn it, dyslexia. I swear I have it. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts became clearer and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though recalling myself harm on the bus, I immediately reject the idea. I am neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. That exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. And it's not just that it was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from a painting of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what bushes should be. They are like thick, and they're so thick that you can see anything through them, like treetops, honestly. And trees themselves. The forest is quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and were now just waiting for the order to advance through the fields and plains. Personification, I like that. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. But what does that mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have lines even in hell? Sure, because hell needs electricity. Maybe they have Wi-Fi in hell. You idiot. Roasting sinners over hot coals. That's so last century. I must have reached a point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wrecked bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. God, that was hard to get out because my brain was trying to reject every sense of the words I was saying. I should carefully scout the area. It's the thing from my dreams. It's the gate from the dream. And the statues. A brick wall and its gates crowned with a sign. Status of pioneers standing on either side. Statues of pioneers standing on either side. And a road sign nearby showing the bus route number 410. A trip taking a bit too long today? I smirked. A person may start acting inappropriate in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage on the walls. Don't know how to say that word. Alright. So you can't say that word. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. Strange girl, that altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep, from hallucination to time and space shift. Okay, what is this? Twilight Zone? None was worse than any other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. Then it occurred to me, I can try to make a phone call. Took out my cell phone and dialed the first number from my contact list. Nothing? But instead of a signal strength bar, the screen was showing a thick cross. That's never good! Alright, there may be no signal in such a remote place. Though I cannot be only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. You're right. They don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure that it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt in the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint and worn out tires. Nope, this is definitely very ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically? Because it wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus, started to wait. Nope, you're out of patience, huh? My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to have reached its peak, and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens, parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Yep, insanity. Excuse me, I burped again. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There were so many things I had no time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea. This was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone else. God, why? Falling asleep again? New character. Yes? Tears are burning my eyes. Unbearably, I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? Why? What did I do? Why me? I say that millions of times, man. And we're coming to the end of this episode soon. It's almost hit the 20-minute mark. But my cries were only heard by the speechless statues of the pioneers and a bird on a tree, which immediately flapped its wings and took off, crying out something in its own bird language. as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly sobbing occasionally. I'm guessing we're going to get a new character soon. I hope. But we are at the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to leave it here. If I can remember how to save. Save game. Empty slot 2. Save game. Alright, we're going to leave it here. I have a feeling next episode may introduce a new character or two. I'm hoping it doesn't drag out the solo kind of conversation of him just going crazy for like much longer. I hope it introduces some character dialogue or something. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to join the Bunny Brigade. And I'll catch you next time. Bye!